Right. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Or welcome. We have Frozen. We have a new game today. Murders on the Yangtze River. I don't know why I'm pulling that first. Interesting. Yeah, this is a new game. I think it's kind of like Ace Attorney from the vibes I got from the listing. It's not making very much of any noise. So I don't know if it's like indie, but we'll put it there. Well, that's fine. But it says in the bottom here, yes, we're a small game studio in China, limited in language skills. Despite our best effort, error in translation, missed lexation, or encountered translation gameplay, let us know. And then an email. So, I've seen a couple of things where it said there's an error in the actual game. I think someone said there's one in chapter 2 and one in chapter 6. So we'll see if we come across that. I don't know how quick the chapters are to get through. But eventually. Yeah, I think it's like an Ace Attorney. Wear headphones for enhanced game experience. Wow. That's pretty cool.
How many times have you returned to this point?
None.
I have not counted.
Ooh.
3 years. You're here almost every single night.
Smash, next question.
And as time goes by, your memory is beginning to fade. Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how deep the truth is hidden within the shadows, I will find it.
Wow. This is good stuff.
Then I guess you have no time to lose.
Ooh.
The key to the case is that book.
What book? Did I miss something?
我曾与死亡签契，
I inked a pact with death.
静候他的到来。
I waited his arrival patiently.
今夜，他终于叩响了门扉。
Tonight he finally knocked on my door. I wonder what this is. This little snacky snack box got now. Okay, never mind. He died! Oh my god, he's not dead. Oh, are we like tripping? Unexpected misfortune. Open up. If you won't open these doors, we're breaking in. Oh, that was cool.
叔叔，
Uncle?
哎呀，这可如何是好啊？
Oh no, what in the... How could this possibly be?
罗翁，
No, Master Lowe. 30 minutes later. Took you 30 minutes to arrest him?
这杀人犯竟然在现场睡着了。
Just gonna check him there. Right. I think we're a smidge too loud, so I'm gonna knock it down a peg. Not by like much, because I don't want it to be too quiet, because I don't know. Yeah. Lord, the murderer is sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime. So this is
好晕，
Shinchuping?
思绪一点都不
I'm
清
not
晰。
100% sure of the pronunciation, so I do apologize. My head is spinning. I can't seem to clear my mind.
杀人犯，
The murderer. Could he be
这是
talking about me? I would assume so, mate. gonna spin that around there. Hopefully I'm not bugging out too much. Tap the left and right arrow keys.
给我老实点，别动！
Stay still and quit moving, you murderer.
不，
No,
不是我，我是一名
it
侦
was not
探，
me.
到
I'm a
此。
detective. I came here
小便，
to...
你
I
竟
know
然
you're...
杀了罗蒙！
The voices. I know you're lying. How dare you kill Master Lowe? Is he pregnant? This guy, this one is walking now? Bro's
麻布头，不要激动，
not to fetch him.
让他把话说完吧。验明正身还是必要的。
He's the judge, okay? Calm down, Officer Ma. Allow him to finish. We need to verify his true identity.
在下沈仲平，是一名旅行侦探。
I'm Shen Chuping, a traveling detective.
我和我的助手阿福，是昨天晚上才到这座小镇的，为取一份旧案的线索。
My assistant Ahu and I arrived in the town last night to obtain clues on an old case.
我们乘的船
Our
中途出
steamship
故
broke
障，
down midway and we
折
struggled
腾到深夜才
until
靠岸。
late to reach shore. What?
没想到咱们这么晚才到，
还不是因为我们的天才发明家烧了发电机。
这是船长的
That's
错
the。shipmaster's
我
fault.
很
I
早就
warned
提醒
him.
过他换零件了。
船长最大
You
的错
shouldn't be
误
allowed to go near
就是让你
Joanna.
碰发电机。
I was here a little like tinkerer. Someone's crying.
咦，
Huh?
好像有个姐
There's
姐
a
在
young lady
哭啊。
crying over there. Oh, God, what is that? Oh, it's this. Okay, so
姑娘，你还好吗？
excuse me, miss. Are you alright? Oh, I need to read quick. I need to read quickly.
诶，
Huh?
怎么跑了？
Why did she
或许
run
有难
away?
言之隐吧。
Perhaps it's a delicate matter.
那我们继续赶路吧。
Let's continue on our way then.
话说回来，你要拜访的这位作家，真的跟那周悬案有关？
我有预感，
No, stop. Right, you're gonna have to read it yourself, I'm afraid. I
案
can't.
子的突破口
I can't keep
往
up
院子
with
里
that,
走，
unfortunately.
就到目的地了。咱们一会儿见。
啊，我不一起吗？
你得找零件修船。
好吧，好吧，早点回来，我去找零件了。
Okay. We'll shift. Oh, so we run by default and then we shift to walk? That's interesting. Okay, space is give some of these.
谁呀？都这么晚
Who
了，
goes there? It's late.
在下沈仲平，与罗慧先生约好今日见面。
I am Shen Chuping. I have an appointment with Mr. Lowe to meet today.
途中遭遇风暴，耽误了行程，
My journey was delayed by a storm en route.
不敢失了先生的约，才冒昧深夜前来。
I did not wish to miss our appointment, so I took the liberty of arriving at such late hours.
沈仲平，我们什么时候见过吗？
Shen Chuping? Have we met before?
我们素未谋面，一直都是书信来往。
We've never met in person. We've always communicated through letters.
哎，想起来了，请稍等啊。
Oh, I see. One moment.
沈先生，请进。
Come on in, Mr. Chen. Hmm.
麻烦沈先生稍等一下，
Please wait a moment, Mr. Chen. Why is he dressed like a
我得把
detective?
手头的故事写完，怕断了思路。
I must finish writing the story at hand. I do not wish to break my train of thought.
没关系，我在一旁静候便是。
No need to worry, I shall bide my time and await for yours.
晚上天凉，想麻烦先生帮我关门，挂上门栓。
It's cold in the evening. Could I trouble you to close the door and hang the latch for me? Right, give me 2 seconds. This is bugging. Right, no, you're not bugging. Honestly, everything's just trying. Okay, cool. Western style mirror. It seems out of place compared with the other furniture in this room. Look around. A wardrobe slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the handles. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They are all covered in dust. read them in quite a while. So I guess the only thing we can do now is talk to.
门已关上，先生可以放心。
The door has closed. Has been closed. Please be at ease.
我这次前来，确实是有要事。
I came in today on an account of an important matter.
先生可曾听说过
？Have you ever heard
3年前发生在英国伦敦的
that happened in
一种
London
奇
3
案？
years ago?
案子的事情我们慢慢聊。
Let's take our time to talk about this case.
沈先生舟车劳顿，应该还没有吃东西吧？
You must be tired from traveling afar. I'm sure you haven't yet had anything to eat.
这里有些本地特色的炒糕，就在我旁边的箱子上，请先生务必尝一尝。
So I wonder if there's something in those.
那就恭敬不如从命了。
Then it would be rude of me to decline.
盘子里摆着几块晶莹
There are
剔透
two
的糕
pieces
点
of，translucent pastry on the plate. I'm big hungry.
确实有些饿了，
I am quite hungry.
我就吃一
Perhaps
块吧。
just one piece. One piece.
不对，这糕里
So did the guide robbers then? And did
事
you
情
rob
就是这
them?
样。我吃下那块炒糕后就晕了过去，直到大人们出现。
That is what happened. After I ate the cake, I lost consciousness until you arrived.
你说你是被人下药了才晕倒在房间中的吗？
So you're saying you fainted inside this room because someone had drugged you?
的确如此。
That is correct.
狡辩！
I told you
即
not
便被
to
人下药
weasel.
了，
Even if
凶
you
手也
were
只可能是
drugged,
你。
the only possible murderer is you. I don't know where this
本
voice
捕
came
手握
from.
铁
All
证
of a sudden, just
是绝技不可能弄错的。
okay. I've got ironclad proof. There's no way I'm wrong.
不知能否请马捕头详细说一说，你手中的铁证是什么？
Officer Ma, would it be possible to ask you to elaborate on what ironclad proof is?
大胆！
How dare
竟
you!
敢挑衅本捕！
Trying to provoke me?
理越辩越明。知县大人也一定想听听你的分析，才能避免弄错，不是吗？
Truth fears no questions. Surely the judge also wants to see your proof to avoid misjudgment.
罗佩是本地名人，本官必要给乡民一个交代。
Lope is a local celebrity. I must account for this properly to the townspeople.
马捕头就说说吧，人抓的我也安心点儿。
Tell us what you know then, Officer Ma, just so I can be at peace with this arrest.
好，让你清楚自己是如何被抓的。
Just so you know how you got caught. Deduction.
禀张知县，原因很简单，直到我们发现尸体之前，这个房间都处于密闭的状态。
Judge Chang, it's simple. Up until we found the corpse, this room was completely sealed off.
密闭状态，
Sealed off?
屋内唯一的窗户装有木格，人是不可能进出的。
The window frame prevents anyone from entering or leaving through it.
屋门又是从内侧插上了门栓，
Door was bolted from the inside.
若非本捕一脚踹断了门栓，我们都进不了屋。
If I hadn't broken the light from my kick, we wouldn't even have been able to get in.
这意味着，凶手只可能是案发时还在屋内的人，
Which means that the murderer could only be someone who's already in the room.
也就是你。
And that somebody is you.
怎
How could
怎么
this
会这样？
how could this be?
房间是密闭的，
The room was
还是
sealed
我
off,
自己挂上了门栓？
and I was the one that hung the door latch.
理是不是越辩越明了？
Ain't that the truth? Clear as day now.
还不认罪？
Won't you just confess already?
马捕头刚刚的分析还是很清晰的，我想应该不会弄错了。
Officer Moore's deduction seems quite precise. I believe there's been no misjudgment.
沈先生，
Miss Shan,
除非你能出示一份能证明你自己无辜的决定性证据，
unless you can provide conclusive evidence to prove your innocence.
否则本官就要下令将你羁押了。
I have no choice but to give orders to take you into custody.
我的双手都被绑着，该如何在这么短的时间里找到决定性的证据？
Both of my hands are tied. How am I supposed to find evidence in such a short time?
沈正平，
你要冷静下来，通过观察和推理来解决问题。
Calm down, Shinju. The problem can be solved through observation and reasoning.
一切行为都会
All
在现
actions
场
are
留下痕
observed
迹。
in the scene.
我很清楚被害人
I'm
不是我
absolutely
杀
sure
的，
that I did not murder the victim.
有人设了局来陷害我。
Alright, I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit more. Because I think I'm just gonna start talking over it. Because we're getting a little bit intense here. I'm absolutely sure I did not murder the victim. Someone's trying to frame me. So, I will be able to find a contradiction within the traces left behind at the scene. Before I answer Judge Chang's questions, I need to carefully observe the scene first. Okay. Crime scene investigation. Blah, blah, blah. What are we doing? What am I pressing? The blood on my sleeve most probably belongs to the deceased. It seems like there's also blood on my back as well. Quit moving, you punk. What are you trying at? Officer Ma, could I trouble you to help me take off my coat? How dare you order me around? I would like to take a look at the back to see if it is also stained with blood. Indeed, Mr. Shen, there are blood stains on your back. That's gotta be Master Lowe's blood! Bloodstained coat. This is my coat. The left sleeve is stained with blood. There are blood spatters across the back. A short blade stained with blood. It should be the murder weapon found within my grasp, and has now seen as evidence against me. Is it like his mouth? The victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest. Clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any of the details of the corpse. Okay. Not here then. Bloodstains? Left sleeve is stained with blood. Yeah, no, not that I wanted. So there's like one thing I'm missing, I think. I'm just gonna circle stuff. So that's not quite what we want. Is it the white clothes? No. So we've got the knife, the sleeve. See, I thought it might be this, but it's not letting me click over here. It just wants me to do within the mirror. Yeah, oh, here we are. Several long continuous blood splatters on the floor. They are cast off in a cast off pattern. There is an evident gap within the 3 longest bloodstains. How could this be? A gap in the bloodstain is most likely caused by something being removed. The disruption of the bloodstain is likely because something blocked the path of the splatter. The appearance of a gap shows that something that was once there has been moved. Yay, we did it!
找到能自证清白的证据了吗？
Have you found evidence that can prove your
这件证
innocence?
据就能证明我的清白。
Alright, calm down, slow down. The piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence. Do I submit them both?
请问马捕头，一个背对死者的人，能够用刀杀人吗？
Officer Ma is a person able to kill someone with a dagger while having his back towards
自
them.
然不能。
Of course not!
那么
If so,
这件血衣，
this bloodstained coat will be able to prove my innocence.
难道这血衣
So
不
this
是
coat
你
ain't
的？
yours.
是我的，
It is mine. I'm wearing it.
这是胡闹。
What kind of nonsense is this? With a dagger and blood, you're still saying you ain't guilty?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, how does this bloodstained coat prove that you are innocent?
请看衣服
He
上血渍
just
的位置，
said, dude.
出现在
He
背后，
just said.
而不是胸前。
Take a look at where the bloodstains are. They appeared on the back, not across the
这
chest.
又能说明什么呢？
So what does that imply? Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Let's run through one more check. We're fine. We're fine. What does that imply?
说明死者的血
It
溅出
implies
时
I had my back towards the victim when his blood was spilled.
我既然背对死者，
My back
自然无
is
法
facing
阻
the
挠他
victim.
的
I
行
am
为
unable to raise a dagger to stab his chest.
一定是在
You must
杀
have
人
turned
的
your
时候
clothes inside out
过来
when you
穿了
committed the murder.
这种鬼把
Such
戏。
trickery is nothing new to me.
请看这里，
Officer Ma, please look here.
地上有2道
The
走
floor
线
has
连续
multiple
的抛
cast
闪
off
的血迹
pattern bloodstains, including one with a noticeable gap.
断层的出现，
It shows there was once something there that had been moved later on.
难道有
Did
人破
someone
坏
mess with the crime scene?
那个遮挡物？
That something was probably me.
我没猜错的话，
Oh yeah, you can
我背
see.
上的血渍
If I am right, the blood on my back should be able to match the bloodstain on the floor. This will prove I was unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime. I would not have been capable of stabbing him to create such bloodstain as I laid on the floor. There is some truth to that. Therefore, the truth of the matter is, after the murderer killed Lope, he planted the dagger in my hands to frame me for his crime. Even while you are completely tied up, you are still able to calmly analyze the crime scene. Mr. Shen, that is impressive. It seems you really are a detective. Wow! You flatter me, Judge Chang. So my suspicion has finally been cleared. As the only two people in this room, if you ain't the murderer, you're saying he killed himself. Oh god, I'm having too much fun with this guy's voice. If you want to find the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene. However, with my hands and feet tied, it is impossible. It is impossible for me to investigate. Officer Ma, how about we untie him? Lord, what if he... Rest assured, Judge Chang, I will not leave this place till we get to the bottom of the case. If you're trying to funny business on the man, I'll just pay for it. Just gonna check that this isn't gonna bug again. She's being a bit funny. Right, we'll try that. Sorry about this. Everything's just been a bit of a bum. So, I'm finally allowed to move around this room. I need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. Throughout the investigation, I will encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. This is Lope's corpse. Should I commence? Maybe. Yeah, we'll go to the desk. Lope's desk is placed in front of the window. When I met him last night, he was bent over his desk, writing the entire time. Let me take a look at what he did in his desk. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Quit moving around! I need to examine the desk to see if there are any clues. Who knows if there are any unpublished manuscripts sitting on the desk? You can't just go snooping around, touching stuff. Officer Ma, I understand your concern, but I merely wish to investigate. I will be careful. You better be. I'll keep a close eye on you from right here. I don't know why he's like a cowboy, but sure. Common white glaze candlestick. There's half a stick of unbent candle on the top. Simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on one side. There's a layer of residual ink that has hardened to a gel-like state. A rack with 4 calligraphy brushes hanging on it. A piece of paper underneath the rack. The ink on one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out yet. I don't know what these are. A stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. A book titled The Moon's Colonoscopy. What? There are several magazines underneath, all of which illustrate fiction. Stock newspapers, various issues of the Shanghai News of all published Lope's work. There's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a paperweight balancer on top. Next to the papers are 2 new pens, 3 candles, and 4 boxes of matches. There's also a small box. It is an ink cartridge made of tin holding a half-used ink block. There's one more thing. One missing? No. Yeah, we just went through everything that's in that drawer, right? Book titled The Moon's Colony. So we had the candle. I assume that's the tin, right? That's the newspaper. A frame on the window with a soft person climbing in or out. No traces of scaling. Okay. You've just got to click on everything. I wasn't able to find any useful clues. Seems like something is missing from the table. Wardrobe slit in it is locked, so I'm trying to pick the lock open. I give up. If only Afu was here, he's skilled in things like this. There are piles of old books underneath Nola's bed. They're all covered in dust, and he hasn't read them in quite a while. Walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Within the bedside table are undergarments and such. One of these newspapers carried the news of Lope publishing his novels for on this newspaper. The one on the left is Lope, the one on the right seems to be the lady we saw last night. According to this, the young lady is Liu Pinchang, an editor who helps Lope publish his books. No, we've already read this one. No, stop. I pressed the wrong thing. Stop. No, not the cops, not the cops, not the cops. Not the cops, not the cops, not the cops. No, okay, we're doing that now. I wanted to play it, but it's fine. Use the oh, hello. Such entire room for it was nowhere to be found. It's in a locked room, how could the coat disappear into thin air? Okay. Chest! His chest is stained with blood, along with 3 evident stab wounds, 2 were fatal. The wound is small and deep. The shape of the wound is consistent with bloodstained dagger. Locations of the 3 stab wounds are irregular and in different directions as well. A white powder on the collar of the deceased. Feels like something made from glutinous? What does it mean gelatinous? No. Is glutinous a word? These are the crumbs from the rice cakes. Seems Lope had eaten a rice cake before he died. I wonder if the lady brought them. A faint fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent isn't from flowers, incense, or cologne. It seems to resemble a scent similar to camphor wood. I don't know what that means. Right, let me see. Yeah, his mustache is crooked. Upon further inspection, there is glue on the underside. The mustache shape looks Western, not Chinese. Apparently the deceased is wearing a fake mustache. But if he was reading the Dude Sherlock Holmes, then I guess that makes sense. There's no abnormalities found in the limbs of the deceased, no hesitation wounds or defense wounds are present on any part of his body. It's quite peculiar. Well, yeah, but if he's had some cakey stuff, then it's not going to be, is it? I've completed investigations on the corpse. I need to reconsider relative clouds of doubt. There were several pieces of rice cake on the plate, but now they're all gone. I need to wander about. Box. One box is filled with books that Lope published. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo. Unfortunately, this copy of The Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript. You let the Confined Room Mystery too! The reason why I came to visit Lope was to speak with him about this book. You got a good taste. The death scenes in The Confinement Room Mystery are absolutely stunning. Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration for this book comes from? Ain't got a clue, but Master Lowe is an extraordinary fella. Anything could inspire him. But if we're talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be the Swordsman case. Real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume. That's what you're bothered about, dude? Examine the front door. Simple and modest front door made of pine wood. Broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Officer Ma, did you see you broke the door latch with your kick? When I got here, that low Shihun was shaking the door with all his might. What good would that do when the door's locked from the inside? I got anxious, so I went up, bam, kicked the door right open. Front door. Yeah. You've done this. Did unusual to the desk. Nothing useful on the desk, however, I felt something unusual about it. It seems something is missing. What could it be? Disappearing coat. If the room was locked, the coat could not have disappeared into thin air. Then this coat must definitely still be inside the room. I should talk with Lope's relative. Okay. I don't find any hesitation wounds on Lope. That's very unusual for a suicide case. There are no injuries caused by fight or fall. It's also quite unusual for a homicide case. Perhaps I can explain why there aren't any defense. Yeah. The reason why there weren't any defense wounds was because Lope ate the rice cakes that contained knockout drugs the same one I ate. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered. There must have been another person in the room at that time. That person is the murderer. Who could it have been? How were they able to leave a locked room? Unless they haven't. Unless they're still here. The only way to enter or exit rooms by going through the wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Or perhaps it's the other way. Did the murderer latch the front door from the outside? How would you do that? Oh, I suppose we'll look at the mirror again. Yeah, reflection, a Western style mirror. I was clear my name. Uncle, now that you're gone, I'm truly alone. I'm sorry for your loss. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few questions. You're the one who murdered him. There's no need for your crocodile tears. Someone murdered your uncle and framed me. I am sure you'd like to find out the truth as much as I do. Go on, ask then. Happened this morning. Let me tell you about the events you encountered this morning. Every morning I come by Uncle's place. Sorry, big yawn. To help him with jobs he's too busy to deal with. There has to be someone to take care of mundane tasks like cleaning up and feeding the chickens. What do you do for a living? My uncle pays me. I also help him organise his manuscripts sometimes. I understand, please continue. I can visit Uncle like usual, but I couldn't hear a sound from the room, which was strange. When I arrived, I saw Yangtze was already here. He didn't see my uncle either. I knocked on the door for a while, but no one answered. I have a sensitive nose, so I kept sensing the smell of blood coming from inside the room. I felt like something was terribly wrong, so I told Yang, sorry, to get someone. Sorry, big yawn. When we finally entered the room, I found my uncle had been murdered. Go on, ask them. Right, suspicious people. Within your uncle's interpersonal relationships, have you ever noticed anyone suspicious? Aren't you the most suspicious person? Then let me pose this question differently. Did your uncle hold any grudges against anyone? My uncle's very friendly, but he held some kind of grudge against Yang, the errand runner. What kind of grudge? Yang attempted to steal coins from the table during a delivery, but my uncle caught him. Yang was seized by the government and got beaten for it too. When did this occur? It was about half a month ago, so I'm sure he's still bitter about it. Do you suspect that Yang may have made him out of vengeance? After all, he's the one who delivers rice cakes to my uncle. Also, when I arrived here this morning, he was already here. I don't know how long he'd been. Now I recall, he did have a sort of sneaky look on his face. It seems necessary to talk about this issue with Yang. Sniffles, go on and ask. Right, so I just need one more. Your uncle's attire, a coat, deerstalker and false moustache, are quite unusual. The hat and moustache are all characteristics of his novelist identity. He purposely dresses himself up this way to become famous. So that ill-fitting strange coat was also one of his characteristics. Strange coat? You mean the western wind coat he wore all the time? Precisely, the wind coat made of silk. The tailor-made coat was one of my uncle's characteristics. He spent a lot to hire the best tailor and use the best fabric for the coat, but it turned out the fact this wind coat is not present at the crime scene is what caught my attention. So you're saying my uncle's coat disappeared into thin air. Perhaps the wearer took it with them. The way you said it, Mr. Shen, as if it was a plot to a novel. Go on, ask then. Okay, no more questions. Still doesn't really help me, does it? I can't believe the Lord would allow you to join investigations. Don't even try and play any tricks. I'm watching your every move. Rest assured, officer, I will uncover the actual murderer. You better keep in mind, don't mess up this crime scene with your incompetence. Alright. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived and seen what happened? Why are you asking so much? Are you trying to say I didn't protect the crime scene? Let me give you the facts. Everything is exactly the way it was when we arrived. Except I'm now wandered around. But oh, big yawn. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene under my watch. You misunderstand me, Officer Ma. I just want you to know the happenings that occurred before I work. When we got here, Lo was shaking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. I worried about Master Lo, so I went up to the door and kicked it right open. After that, well, you know what happened after. I suppose no one could have gone in or out during that period. Obviously, I've got a soldier standing guard outside the courtyard. We searched the entire premises, but didn't find any others during, which no one left either. And that's why the murderer is definitely you. Who else could it be, huh? I understand. Once I complete my investigation, I will explain everything to you, Officer Ma. It seems you admired the victim. Well, of course. Master Lo was a great novelist. Everybody respects him. Does Lope have any relatives? His wife died young and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew, though. Who's, like, right there? Like, he's right there. His uncle just died. Like, just, you know. The one over there that won't quit sobbing. Stop crying already, I'm sick of that awful noise. Rude. Alright. Go on then. No, that's it. That is it. That is it, that is all. Ooh. Judge Chang, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? I was not aware of anything unusual. Lo shook the door off, so Ma kicked it open. We found you and Lope covered in blood. I suppose no one suspicious was discovered during that process? Well, none at all. What kind of person was Lope? Lope gained great fame when his book Chamber of Doubts was serialized in the Shanghai News. As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally he was loved by all. This town was originally named... To comply with popular will, we renamed it Pero Town. Alright, I understand now. Do you? Did that give us anything? Yeah, we can't go down, we can only... Are we allowed to leave? That guy said we wasn't. We were just... Shen, I've been waiting for you. There's been a murder in that house. His Honor has orders, there's no shouting at the crime scene. Shen, you don't look very well. Is everything alright? I am fine, however, I'm afraid I'll have to stay here. Big yawn. It's the truth is discovered. Have you found the murderer? Who is the prime suspect? At the moment, prime suspect is me. I can't believe the murderer is actually you. Let me help you. His Honor has orders that random people are allowed to enter. Soldier, I'm not just a random person. His Honor has ordered that I need to guard this gate, so you are allowed to enter. Soldier, Judge Chang asked you to guard the gate and keep out those uninvolved in this case, right? You're not wrong. If someone is relevant, should he be allowed to enter? That's true. Soldier Shen is unfortunately a suspect in this case. He's trying to clear his name. And I am his trustworthy assistant. Don't you think I am also involved in this case? I get it now. And you Soldier understand? You're the accomplice. Yeah, why not? The accomplice is also involved in investigations. You can come in and be investigated. Investigations can't be delayed. That's one way of doing it, I guess. And that is the general situation. So is that evaluation of the case? Just a sigh of becoming an accomplice.
能让你进来就不错了。
It was good enough they allowed you to come in. Hurry up and help me investigate.
好。
We can get him to do the bookcase now then. Yeah, rice cakes, let's see. Hey Shen, what's this? These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night. And you just passed it out too. Why did you pause, Shen? How did you feel after eating a piece last night? I did not feel much. I ate a piece last night and lost consciousness right after. Being your reaction. This bundle of rice cakes is not laced. Yeah, I need to talk to him. Mr. Official? When can I go? I have some steamed buns to deliver this morning. Excuse me? Who might you be? My name is Yang. I run errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today. May I ask you about the case? Of course. Everyone around knows I'm warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly. Just tell me about what happened this morning. He's quite animated, isn't he? Master Lo loves rice cakes. Every morning Master Lo will ask me to deliver a bundle. I specialise in errand running. My service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around knows. He tries to... It feels like he's trying to sell his services to us. Those chickens are adorable. Yeah, you can see me past my big head. Tell me what you saw when you arrived at Lope's courtyard. Usually, Master Lo is already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard, waiting for me. This morning when I came to deliver the rice cakes, as usual, I didn't see Lope anywhere. I thought he probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. Then somebody called out for me. It was Master Lo's nephew. He went to knock on the door, but there was still no response at all. Lo smelled blood and asked me to call officials. I was so scared, so I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo kicked the door open together while they waited outside. You mean to say that you never entered Lope's house? After hearing someone die in there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here. I understand now, thank you. Is there anything else? I thought the rice cakes. Rice cakes Lope eats are delivered by you, is that correct? Sure, I deliver them every day. Everyone around knows that I do my job seriously. I passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently it was laced with knockout drugs. It wasn't me. I don't do that. Don't be ridiculous. I have nothing against Lope. I've never even met you before. Why would I do that? Did the rice cakes you delivered to Lope ever pass through the hands of someone else? Impossible. If something is handed to me, there is no way I'd give it to someone else. But I heard he loves rice cakes. He'd never turn them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader. Do you know of anyone who gifted him rice cakes? No clue. How about you let me go and ask Mr. Cow? Everyone around knows that I'm... No, thank you. Is there anything else? Yang, I heard you once had a grudge with Lope. Is that true? No way. How did I ever... Lope noticed you stealing his money and you were beaten at the court for it. Am I wrong? That was a misunderstanding. How could that even count as a grudge? I saw silver coins on the floor, so I went to pick them up and return them. That's all in the past. If Mr. Shen hadn't reminded me, I would have forgotten about it already. It was only half a month ago. You're forgetting so soon? Could it be you felt wronged by Lo and decided to kill him out of vengeance? That's a wrongful accusation. I don't have the guts to kill a chicken, let alone a person. When you arrived on scene this morning, were there any other people around? No one. But Lo arrived pretty much right after. I've already told you everything my morning. Do I need to repeat myself? Yeah, it's over enough. Yeah, we've read this before. Yeah. Ask about Lope. How much do you know about Lope? Master Lo is a celebrity and I'm just an errand runner. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you ask Officer Ma? I caught sight of Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times. They're close friends. However, there was one time when they got into a fight and Officer Ma unsheathed his blade. What were they arguing about? I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming. I need to confirm the dispute with Officer Ma. Is there anything else you want to ask? No, looks like that's not right. Chicken. So look, Shen, there are 2 free-range chickens here. 2 chickens involved in the case. I heard free-range chickens in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much. Yeah, we're not trying to go out, I just didn't know if this was going to be a thing. So yeah, I need him to pick the lock to the thing.
Who goes there? Who gave you the nerve to break in?
Judge Chang, Officer Matt, this is Afu, my assistant. Please allow him to assist me.
We already made an exception by allowing your investigation. And now an assistant.
He is mechanically minded and his skill in comparing traces. He'll be of great help. That's called science. Clear your doubts, Officer Ma. Since we've already allowed Mr. Shen to join our investigation, let him do things his way. You have my gratitude, Your Honor.
If you fail us, I'll add obstruction of official duties to your list of crimes.
I heard this wardrobe is locked. Do you think you could find a way to open it? No problem. This kind of ball pin spin lock is a piece of cake. I will leave it to you then.
Watch your touching. That wardrobe for you, punk. I thought I told you not to mess with the crime scene.
Also, Malice wardrobe is one of the few remaining blind spots. If this leads to an error in the investigation, surely no one would want to see the outcome. Of course, due diligence is crucial to this case. Which implies this case is where due diligence isn't crucial. Which is, you know, I mean, I get the dead guy's a celebrity, but like, you know, everyone's case deserves due diligence. Yeah, you know, what? Don't worry, Mr. Officer, I am an expert on locks. Oh my goodness, I didn't think you would need me to do it, huh? Okay. Right, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha! I did it! Crime scene investigation. Look, Shen, looks like someone hid in this wardrobe before. Partition board removed, clothes piled up, enough space to hide. Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe? There's no rush to conclusions. Let's examine the crime scene carefully. So that's going to be like a space, right? This seems quite odd. Have you noticed something unusual? Look close at the bottom of the wardrobe. The left side with clothes has collected dust. Yet the empty space on the right is unusually clean, like it's just been wiped. It seems like someone cleaned this place. These are all clean clothes and they are now piled on one side. These clothes are compressed. The board couldn't compress the clothes alone. There's a strip of cloth over here. Could this be a clue? Take it out of further examination. It's a bunched up strip of cloth. It was probably used as a ribbon to tie up quilts. The ribbon is dirty in the middle. It seems to be smudged with dust. This quilt has traces of binding, so the ribbon was most likely removed from there. Why would someone remove the ribbon from a bundled quilt and stuff it inside clothes? Indeed, it's quite peculiar. Tough fabric smudged with dust in the middle. What's that black spot? A wood chip. The clothes are clean. I guess a piece broke off from the partition board and it landed there. No, the colour and texture of this wood chip differs from the wood of the partition board. I'm knowledgeable in wood. Let me look. Okay, sniff sniff. Without a doubt, it's not the same material as the partition board. Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leave a lasting fragrance on the clothes stored within. However, this chip has no fragrance. Why would a pine wood chip appear in a wardrobe that's made of camphor wood? We need to keep an eye out for objects made of pine. Oh, the bed thing, right? Pretty sure that's what they said, yeah? A walnut. What the newspaper? Listen around, right? The young lady we saw crying in the bamboo forest last night. The young lady is Liu Pichang, an editor who helped Lopez publish his books. And now to uncover the truth, I should ask you for more questions. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to ask you more questions, right?
You're all over the place. You're not messing with a crime scene, are you?
Rest assured, Officer Matt, I am a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I'd like to ask you some questions. Yeah, Officer Matt, I heard you once had a dispute with Lope. Could you...
The audacity! How dare you suspect me?
I've yet to confirm a suspect now. I also believe Officer Matt has nothing to hide.
I bet you heard this rumor from Yang, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. He's outside, telling all kinds of gossip.
Master Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking about my past cases. You know, source material. But Master Lo's always listening to me. He rarely talks about himself, so I got to asking. Only then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what I had to deal with from his fate. I was drunk, riled up, drawing out my sword to ask the gods why they'd make Master Lo suffer. He was born to put all his talent into writing books. Yang saw us when he came to deliver something, but I didn't know he'd do me dirty like that. Me have a fight with Master Lo? Baloney!
Is the mirror? This is the Western style mirror. Seems to be out of place, therefore... It seems there's no clues here. No, I don't want that. No. Can I not look in the box again? No. I don't think the desk... I've already investigated this, so I haven't found any useful clues. Should I try and investigate more? Yeah. Mechanical arm that's 10 feet long. Only you could make something like that. Could it be? I was just kidding. Rack with the calligraphy bushes. There was residual ink. Nothing okay. Ugh. Can I talk to him again? Oh, no. Oh no. So there's gonna be something I'm missing in here. The door maybe? Like something's missing from the desk. Nothing is from the desk, or something was unusual. It seems something is missing from the desk. What could it be? According to Lo, this coat was tailor-made. The coat was on one of the characteristics of the novelist's identity. He always wore it. Something of such importance ought to be left at the scene. However, it's no longer in this room. The murderer is the only person that's left the room. He would have taken the coat. The murderer must have had a reason to do so. Officer Matt tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me his connection with Lo is not as simple as he depicts. Shen, why is this woodchip we're investigating? How is it connected to the case? Isn't it common for something dirty to stick onto clothes? The woodchip appears to be in between two piles of clean clothes. Also, it's made of different wood. That's the reason why I'm so interested. The relevance to the case depends on where it comes from. Perhaps the woodchip came from this place. Shen, this woodchip fell from the door latch. The material and texture is a perfect match for the door latch's fracture. This is the key to unlocking the truth. But very strange, how could a woodchip from the fracture of a door latch appears in the words? This case gradually becomes clearer, the answer will come to light. I cut out a corner. Yang seems somewhat flustered. Furthermore, he had a chance to tamper with the rice cakes. Maybe Yang did kill him out of revenge. The ribbon is in the middle of a dirty pile. Why do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind you or Lope? That's a reasonable guess, however, there are no row marks present on both Lope and me. Then again, this ribbon account, I feel like I've seen it before. Where was it? I remember now. When I arrived, I saw cloth strips hanging from the ceiling. Could it be Lope was strangled before he was stabbed? No, then there would be strangulation marks around the corpse's neck. Hung the door. No, the one broke it. You want to enter the room is going by the front door. How did the matter lead? Seems like removing the door latch. Or perhaps it's the other way. I don't know if any of these are like super useful though, right? Yeah, none of these like none of these yes, we've worked out that that's come from this. But I don't know what that is really gonna like tell us, you know? Yeah, so that's gonna we'll read these later, I think. I just want to get rid of the thing. Class books, let me see. Huh. This is the golden look. I hope there's no need to read that out loud. I don't know if that meant something. Yeah. Why did I investigate? So I'm going to do that again.
沈先生，
I mean, look
你已经里
through
里
this
外外看了
place.
几遍了，
You
也
should
该跟张
explain
大
your
人说
reasoning
说。
to the Lord.
要是推不出来，
We're wasting
也别
time. You
浪
ain't
费
got a
时间
proper
了。
answer. Just let me arrest you.
推理？
Begin my
现在？
deduction now.
先生，怎么办？
Shin, what do we do? There's still a lot of mysteries
院
we
子里
haven't
能
done
调
yet.
查的地方，
We've already examined all the
我们都已经
places that
查
could
过
be
了。
investigated within the
即便真
courtyard.
相尚未完
Even though
全
the
明
truth is
朗，
yet to be clear, we need to discuss the case with Judge Chang. I did wonder what I was supposed to be doing.
张大人，
I didn't feel like it was
我
going to
想
let
我们可以
me
聊一聊这个案子。
press anything else. Judge Chang, I believe we are now able to
既
discuss
然
this
如
case.
此，
死者被发现的
When
时
the
候，
deceased was discovered in this room, was in a sealed off
墙上的
state.
窗
The
户不
window
能
cannot
进
be
出，
opened,
唯一的出
leaving
入口。
us the front door from the
当
in
屋门
blocks
被
from the
再次打开
inside.
时，
When the front door was
屋内只有
reopened,
我
the
和死者
deceased
两
and I
人
was the only people inside.
在这种情况下，
Under these circumstances, everyone,
所有人
including myself, would instinctively
凶手就是
believe
还在屋内
the
的人。
murder of someone who is still within the room,
这以
which
外，
would be me. Hence,
我们
we've all
便都忽略
neglected
了
the possibility of a third person hiding inside this room. Where else would this third person be hiding? That would be the wardrobe. All traces within the wardrobe show someone was hiding inside not long ago.
屋内还藏着
There
一个
was
人。
another person in the room?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
藏身
was
于
the person
衣
hiding
之中的人
in the room. That is...
先生是
So
说，
first,
凶手先躲
so
在
the
柜
murderer
子
first went inside the
在你
wardrobe,
和罗佩都
then
撤
after you and Lope were
比如
drugged,
出来杀
he
害
sneaked
罗
out,
佩，
murdered
再
Lope,
嫁祸
and framed you for it, right?
哦，
Oh, is that the truth behind this incident?
与记忆
It
中的
seems
情
to
景。
conflict with the scenario in my memory.
小子，
Huh, you're dilly-dallying, punk, running out of lies
昨
to
晚我到
tell.
的时候，
When I
这个柜
arrived
子
last night, this wardrobe was
就处于
already locked from the
如果藏在
outside.
里面的人是
If
凶
the
手，
person inside was the murderer, he would not be able to
他是不
get out by himself. You're quite
不
perceptive, I'll give you
过
that.
这
However,
个
the
柜子
arrangement
内
within
的
the
物
wardrobe was indeed
如
puzzling.
果藏身其
If the
中的
person
不
inside
是
hiding
凶
was not the
手，
murderer, who could it have
昨晚到
been?
达罗佩家后，
Last night,
是
I
我
was
自
the
己
one
做
who
的。
latched the door.
理论上在那以后，
Theoretically,
就
it's
不太可
highly
能再有
unlikely
外
for
人
anyone else to
进
enter
入
the crime
现
scene
场。
after that.
床下堆满
There
了
were
书，
books piled under the bed of the
衣柜上
wardrobe.
了锁，
It's locked, nothing has
而且有
changed.
进去
Evidence
藏人
puts
的
someone
痕
in
迹。
the wardrobe, the only
血
place
迹
to
分析
hide.
表明，
The bloodstains
案
prove
发
a
时
third
除了我
person,
和
the
罗
actual
佩，
murderer, was present at the time of the
如果
crime.
昨晚藏于
If
柜
the
子
person in
中
the
的人
wardrobe
不
is
是
not
凶手，
the only other person could be. I don't know if this is right. I don't have enough.
胡说！
Why am I hiding inside my uncle's
Yeah,
wardrobe
Sensei.
for? Why would he
这个-
hide in the wardrobe?
容我，
沈先生，
如果昨晚藏于柜子中的人
That's
不
not
是
the
凶手，
murderer. Himself?
如果柜子
The
藏
person
的不
in
是
the，wardrobe was not the murderer.
那就只能是
Then
罗
it must have been Lope.
一派胡言。
Unloadable!
国王为什
Murder
么要
Master
躲
Lowe
进自己
to
家
hide
的
inside
衣
his
柜
own wardrobe. He playing
那
hide
是
and
仅
seek.
存的泄露
That's
可
the only
否说，
possibility left when you've eliminated
当
the
你排除掉
impossible.
一切不可能
Whatever
之
remains,
后，
however probable, must be
沈
the
先
truth.
生，
Mr. Shen, what is the reason for Lope to hide inside the wardrobe? Such
罗佩是一个
inspiration.
有怪癖的人，
Lope was eccentric.
为了
He
写
acted
书而做出奇怪的事。
peculiarly as part of his creative process.
合理。
Makes sense.
罗翁被
Master Lowe's willing to risk everything to create his novels.
这么说
If
的
so, then
话
does that mean the situation
衣
of
柜
the
内的
wardrobe
情况
is irrelevant to this case?
倒也不是。
Not quite. Allow me to rethink what happened to
罗佩藏进
Lope
柜子后，
after he hid inside the closet. Keep in mind you are still
你现在
suspect
仍
in
是
this case. Think
他
before you
不是自
speak.
己躲，而是被人藏进去的。
Oh, he was hid inside by someone
先生，
else.
如果昨
If the
晚藏在
person
柜
hiding
子里
inside
的
the
人是
wardrobe
罗
last night
佩，
was Lope, then who did you
是啊
meet?
你不是
Indeed.
刚刚还
Didn't you
说
just say that you
挂
only
上
saw
门
Lope
栓
in the
后
room when you hung the door
我
latch?
想，
I believe the person I saw in this room last night was not Lope,
而是凶。
but the actual
我
murderer.
昨晚到达罗佩家时，
When I arrived,
屋内灯火尚
Lope's house, the candle inside was still lit,
当我敲了很久的
but
门，
I had knocked on the door for some time before someone
在开门
responded.
之前，
Before opening the door, they
对方还特地确认
specifically tried to
我们是否
confirm
见
if we had ever met before.
既然你昨夜见
The
到的
person you met
不
was
是
not
罗佩，
Lope, how could you?
昨夜见面时，
He wore a hat, a mustache, and his back towards me. The lights were dim. By then, Lope had eaten the drugged rice cakes and was moved inside the wardrobe.
你刚说
What
的
have you-
这个嘛，
What he just said does explain the
倒
presence of
确
a third
实
person within the
马捕
room.
头。
Officer Ma, what do you reckon? These are all just
你可
speculation.
有证据
You
能
got
证
any
明
evidence that proves the
藏在
person
柜
who
子
was
里的
inside
人
the
就是
wardrobe
罗
was
翁？
Master Lowe? This one?
你是说
Are you saying this can prove
这
Lope
一
was
下
inside the wardrobe
本
last night?
棺材？
What is it? A cut?
这个
Yeah, not that one.
我记得柜子是樟木的，
Oh, okay, I see.
我应该能出手。
你可有证据
You
能
got
证
evidence to
明？
prove the person? Yeah. This one? I'm about to redo this, guys.
本棺材？
这个，我记得
What?
柜子，我应
Oh, as in.
你可有
Okay,
证据
okay,
能证
okay.
明？
You want that? Because it said in the
这是
description
先生对
thing.
尸体进行初步调
This
查
is
的
the
结
autopsy
果。
report from our initial
Hello,
investigation and asked a lot of
Show
questions. Lope's hair
Lope
smells of
的头发上
camphor wood, confirming he
能闻到
hid inside the wardrobe.
此话
How is that
这
so?
个柜子
Camphor
是
wood
樟木
repels
所制，
insects and leaves a
有香
lasting
味，
fragrance on clothes stored
罗佩的
within.
衣服染香，
Even if
头发
Lope's
却不该
clothes
染
kept
香。
this scent, his hair should not,
罗
unless
佩在衣柜里
Lope
待
was
着，
inside the wardrobe with
并
his
且
head
他的
against the
头是
partition
一
board
直
the entire time.
你不要忘了，
Don't forget,
罗
Master
翁
Lowe
平时是戴帽
usually
的，
usually wears a hat.
那也可能是帽
That
子
could have
上的
just been
香
a
味。
scent from his hat.
Oh.
This hat has no scent. Coats
Taking
and hats more
notes on my
frequently don't go in the wardrobe. Mr. Shen's
本棺
description
很香。
is
大人请
incredibly
看，
reasonable.
死
Look
者
here,
领口有一
white
些白色的糯米
glutinous,
粉，那
glutinous
是潮高的碎
white
屑，
rice powder on the collar of the deceased rice cake
说明
crumbs.
他和我一样，
This shows
吃下
that,
带有
like
浓
I
炭料
had,
的
the
潮膏。
deceased ate rice cakes that were later knockout drugs.
死者被人
He
连
was
刺三
stabbed
刀
3
而
times, yet the absence of
身上却没有
defensive
抵
wounds also proves this
死者
point.
贴着假
He
胡子，
wore a loose,
却有些
fake
光
mustache, most likely
明显是被人
removed
摘
and
这
reattached.
些细节
All of the
都
details
印证
above
了
are able to
昨
confirm
天
my
晚上
deduction. The
我
Lope
见到
I
了
met
罗佩。
last night was actually impersonated by the
什么人胆
murderer.
敢假扮成罗翁？
What kind of murder? What kind of person would dress as Master Lowe?
沈先生这
Mr.
份，
Shin's deduction holds some
不过
truth, however, up until
直
Master
到
Mo
马
broke down
捕
the
头
door,
破门
the room was locked from the inside.
对呀
Yeah, how could the
凶
murderer
手是
walk
怎
out
么
that
做到
room when it was locked from the
大门
inside?
是唯一的出口，
The front
而
doors
门
leading
栓
to
只
the
能从
exit
屋内
and
插
door
上。
latch had been hung from the inside of
二
the
位请
room.
看，这便
Please
是
have a
破解模式。
look. So then that's what it's about, right? Please.
这是
This is a wood chip.
对，
That is
关
correct.
键就在这
The
个
key lies in the wood
这
chip.
我就不懂。
I don't get it.
拆柜板
Ain't
的
it
时
normal
候
for some
掉落一
the
些
wall
木
to
茬
fall
在
from
柜
the
子里。
partition board when moving around?
不，
Oh, my toes itchy.
这不正常。
No, it is abnormal.
首先，
The wood chip did not
木茬并
fall
不是落
from
在
the
柜板
partition
上，
board. It
而是
appeared on a
出现在
pile of clean
更
clothes.
重要的是，
More importantly, the inner
柜
wardrobe
子
is
内的
made
板
of
材
camphor
是
wood.
防腐的樟木，而这棵木茬是松木材质。
Yet this wood chip is
他和
pine.
仔细比较过它
After
的
carefully
材
checked
质
and
和纹路。
confirmed the wood chip matches the broken
换句
latch.
话说，
This wood chip is a piece of stubble
这
that
是
flew
没
off when the door latch was broken.
在马捕头
I
破
left some
门而
mark
入
at the
时，
wardrobe in.
衣柜明明上着锁，刚刚才被阿福
The
打开。
wardrobe. As Officer Mark kicked in, the wardrobe being clearly locked and unlocked by Afu just now.
这是极不正
This
常。
extremely abnormal.
这可奇
That's
怪了，
strange. Why would the wood chip appear
为什么
inside
木茬会出现在
the
衣柜里？
wardrobe? Is there a reason?
是什么理由导致木茬出
I
现
need
在
to
衣柜
completely
里？
deduce what caused the wood chip to
不过， 这个问
appear
题在
inside the
现阶
wardrobe.
段
However,
并
this
不重要。
issue is insignificant at this stage.
重要的是，
What we need to focus on is
木茶
when
进
the
入衣
wood chip
沈先生，
entered.
不要卖关
Mr.
子了，
Shen, don't beat about the
快告
bush.
诉
Tell
本
me,
官，他
what the
很
truth
简
does it uncover? Simply put,
木
the
茶
wood
会
chip
出现
flew
在
off
衣
the
柜中，
broken door latch
说
before
明
the
它
wardrobe was locked,
也就是说，
which means when the door latch
门栓断
broke,
的
the
时
door
候
of the wardrobe was still
先
open.
生，
Shen, the
我们
most
所知
recent
的
time we know
最
that
近的
the
衣柜门
wardrobe
还开，
doors were open
应该是在你醒来之前
should
的。
be before you woke
没错。
up, which is correct.
这
Then doesn't that
说
mean
明在马捕头
that
踹开门
means
之前，
before Officer
屋
Mark
门
kicked
上的
the
门
door
栓
open,
就已经
the door latch was already broken. In other
这
words,
根本不是什么。
this is not a locked room at all.
不愧是先生啊！
You're the best, Shen.
说呢，
No wonder the door was so easy to kick open. I thought it was just shabby and old.
凡有接触，
All the contact leaves
凶手自以为
traces.
杀人架
The
或计
murderous
划
panels
天衣无
fall
缝，
flawed by a wood chip left in the
将木
wardrobe
茶，
as incriminating
而这颗
evidence.
小小的木茶
This tiny wood chip not only exposed the
更让我
scheme,
顺藤摸
but
瓜，
also allowed me to follow the
推测
footprints to deduce their true
杀死罗佩
identity.
的凶手就
I think it's him.
本案的凶。
Yeah. You lie. How could I possibly kill my own uncle?
谢老爷，
Judge Chang, please, he's trying to
这
frame
个
me.
嘛，
Well, you believe that Lo is the murderer. Where is the
我们刚
evidence?
分析过，
The door latch was not
门栓
broken
不是在
when the
撞
door
门
was
时被
kicked
弄断。
open, but broken beforehand.
屋子呈现的
The
所谓密
so-called
闭
sealed
状
off
态，
state the room was
不过
in
是
was
凶
an
手制造的
illusion
假
created by the
在
murderer.
整个过程中
He，appeared to knock on the door,
看
but
似
he
是
was
在敲
just
门。
securing it
直
from
到
unwanted
直到
entry.
马捕头出现
Until Officer
并
Mark
上前
kicked
踹
the
门，
door, that's when the murderer
凶手
let go of the door.
这样就能先入为
This
主。
way, he could mislead
让大家
everyone into
相信
believing that the door was
屋门
locked from the inside.
你们都被他的演技欺骗了。
You've all been fooled by his performance. What damn you treacherous leech. Wait, what? That wasn't
罗
me.
世文，
Lushuan, I'll
What
tell
did
you
you go
this, you're the only person who believes your tricks were clever.
因为他有一个
That's
软
because
肋
your，scheme has a fatal weakness.
是是是，
What
整个诡计
weakness?
想要
To ensure the
成功，
success of your plan, you
你
have
必
to
须保
control
证
the
公
door
平，
at all
让据
times.
此反推变得
Through
确
reverse
定。
deduction, I can be sure of that.
你就是凶
Lushuan,
手。
you are the murderer.
你胡说！
You
罗世
you
文，
lie.
事到
Lushuan,
如
is there
今
anything else you want to say at this point? He's a liar,
血口喷人，
deceiver, a fibster and a cheater, a phony and a misleader.
我
I have something to say too. Mr.
你
Shen,
编了一个故
you made
事
up a story and said a bunch of absurd theories.
你看见它
Did you
发
really
生
see
了
it happen? Why in the world should we believe your words?
依我看，
My opinion, you're the one who's fooling everyone.
你的这些说法，
Then what evidence do you have for saying that? There's a clear and simple reason. I have no motive to murder my
他掌握
uncle.
很准。
He got me. I barely had time to investigate. I have yet to find infer the motive for the
罗
murder.
佩是我的亲
Lopez is
叔
my
叔。
uncle, my family by blood. Why would I want to kill him?
更关键的问题
What's
在
more
于
important?
你
What have you
我
got in
之
your
间
hand? When did you have a book in your hand? That looks kind of like these books. When did you have a book? I don't think. Oh, it does come on screen. Yay! There's a different game, and I was like pointing things in the stream, and the mouse is just not recognized. What's more important is the problem between you and me.
咱俩这是
This is the
第一
first
次
time
见
we've met, am I
没
right?
错，
That is correct. We've never met each other
既
before.
然素不
If
相
we've
识，
never met, why would I go to the trouble of framing you by
既
killing
然
my
素
own
不
uncle?
相识，
I can possibly have
我
known
当
about
然
your
不可
visit.
能知道
How could I design a plot to frame you?
我撞破你行凶
It's，a coincidence that I'd surprised you in your act.
巧合。
A coincidence?
说
Did
一
you
切都
just say
是
that
我
all
想
this was the plot I designed?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, is it true the
你
two of
们
you have never met? That is correct.
既然你
If
俩
that's the
不认
case, then
识，
Lo Shuan has no
罗世文，
reason to frame you.
沈先生，
Shen, could you be
不会的
mistaken?，
我
Shen's deductions have never been wrong.
那只是你们的一面之
Deduction,
词罢
more
了。
like a one-sided statement.
证据呢？
Where's the proof? Do you have any? Do you think a wood chip is enough?
这
Well-
个嘛，
Lo has has
Lo
certain
Shiwen
truth to
说
his words.
沈先
Mr.
生，
Shen, do you have further
如
evidence to
果
support
没
your
有
claim?
证据的话，
Accusing him without proof is difficult and risks putting me in a tough spot.
早就听说
There are
自己侦
shameless
探的人
people who
中
claim to be
也有不少
detectives.
无耻之
Never
徒。
thought I'd meet one today.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, you ain't got no
目
proof.
前还没有，
No, not at the
那就
moment.
只能把你
Then you
们
leave
都
me
抓
to no
回去。
choice but to seize.
Seize y'all and punish you.
都推理
Am
到
I
这
just
里，
come so far from my deduction? Am I really gonna let him
先生，
escape?
你在努
Think harder, what would
不
we
是说过吗？
missed?
你对你的记忆宫殿
Didn't
很
you
有
say
自
you were
信，
really confident in your memory
能
palace?
告发罗世文的
Evidence
证
that can
据
be used
一定
to
还存在于这个房间之
accuse
中。
Lo Xuan must still be in this room.
凡有接触，
All contact leaves traces. The evidence
证
is
据不是不存
non-existent,
在，
but still
以本
undiscovered.
物之象，
All objects and images set in different locations sequentially. It seems to be missing from the table.
到底缺少了什么东西？
The manuscript I assume in
书
his
桌
hand.
上缺少的东
Things
西，
missing from the table was Lopez's
砚台
manuscript.
上的素墨
Ink
还
on the
没有
inkstone
完
is
全
yet
凝结，
dried, and one of the calligraphy is not dried
说
out
明昨
either.
晚有人在书
Indicates
上，
something's written on the desk last
可能
night.
是罗佩，
Could have been Lope, Loshiwe,
Yeah,
it was
but
impersonating Lope.
不管是谁，
The manuscript
现场
could
都
have
应该
been
留
left
下
at the
手写
scene
的
unless
书。
someone took it away.
那些书，
When was the manuscript
这
taken
件事，
away?
调查这张书桌
When
的时候，
investigating the desk, I felt strange. I need to grasp onto this
那将是
feeling.
潜藏在我家。
Over there, it's there, it's right there in his little hand. Right there in his little hand. I bet he wanted to write stories, but his uncle said they were poo. So, I
初
remember
次
now.
行事，
I saw a manuscript on the
我曾
desk
见到过
when I
桌上
first
摆着
awoke
书稿，
of why I felt odd during
说明书稿
investigation.
是我
This
醒
means
来
the
之后，
manuscript was
有
taken
人在调查
after
过程中
I woke up.
是谁？可能
Most
性
of the
最大
person to be the murderer.
当然是
However, there are still other possibilities.
其他的可能，
Smash.
其他的可能性出现的
What's the
概率
probability
有多
of the
高？
emergence of other possibilities?
非常低。
Very low, aside from the murderer. No one else
现
can
场说
see
凶
enough
手
from
说
us to conceal the
我们对这
clues.
些低概率事件的态度是，
Are we insane? Are we insane? Smash again. But how do we treat low
暂不
probability
列入
events?
假设。
We temporarily exclude them from our
我现在
hypothesis.
很忙，
I'm really busy right now.
我
Could
在
you
帮
go
你梳
away?
理案情呢。
Helping you sort out your case, great detective.
假设凶手
Assuming the
在调
murderer
查
hid the
过程中
manuscripts, this manuscript was very important to them. What could have been
作
written?
案动机，
The motive, key evidence,
关键
last
证据
words? Was the manuscript
可能性
itself
太多
valuable?
了。
There are too many
你
possibilities.
更应该问的问
This
题
is the
是：
question you're supposed to be asking.
为什么白天冒
Why
着
would
风险也要拿
something
走
he
的东
risked?
西，当天晚上
Why
却
would
没有拿
something
走？
he risked taking away in broad daylight be left behind that night? They forgot it.
虽然有些难以
Though it
置
sounds
信，
unbelievable, the men forgot something when they left the
再
scene.
次进入现
When
场后，
returning, he recognized the manuscript's importance and took the risk of
本案是蓄
keeping
谋
it.
杀人，
He has to be
估
premeditated
计是
murder
事先计
planned
划好的。
in advance
否
for
则
its teacher's
凶手又是个
accuracy.
心思缜密的人，
The murderer is a meticulous person. They also
现场
recognized the
什
crime
么样
scene.
的事？真的每件
What
事
they
情都在
forgot?
凶手的计
And
划
sure
之
everything
中。
went according to the murderer's plan. No, because we turned up.
是的，
That was
凶
the
手
issue,
计
right?
划之外的事情，
My arrival.
连罗世
Even
文
though
自己都
Shu
说，
himself said he could possibly
他不管，
have known of my arrival. However, he designed a locked room
他事实上设计。
and framed me for the
我成为这
crime.
个
The
杀
most
人计
unreasonable
划的
part
一
of
部
this
分
is。that it became part of his murder plan.
那如果
What if you hadn't
你没有
appeared?
出现呢？
They would have the plan?
显然，
Evidently, the murderer had
凶手还
another
有
plan,
另一个杀
which
人
was
计
his
划。
original plan.
凶手没料到我会
Murder's
中途到
plan
访。
was followed by a surprise
并
visit and
得知
insisted
我与
on
罗
meeting
佩素未
Lope.
谋面后，
I
他
know
临
we
时
met
改变计
Lope,
划，
the
假扮罗佩
the
引我进
improvised imposed him
那
to
么凶
betray
手
me.
原本的计划是，
Criminal person? Falsify Lope's suicide. Stage a robbery. We'll go
会
for
不
another
会？
person.
应该不会。
Probably not. Okay.
又或者，这种，
Okay.
那么凶手原本的计划是，
Stage a robbery
或许
murder?
凶手，不对，
That's not
那么
right.
凶
Okay.
手原，
Okay. Well, my other ones have been right then. That's a good thing to know.
如果我没有
If
出
I had
现，
not appeared, there would only been Lope's corpse.
很显然，
Evidently, the murderer's original plan was to
凶
make
手
it
原本的计划
make
是让罗
Lope
佩在
kill himself in a locked
说原
room.
计划是伪
The
造
original
自
plan
杀，
was falsified
消失
suicide.
的书稿中
What
就
could
有
be
可能
hidden?
藏有
I don't know what
借
I'm
据
doing now.
一定是，若原计
More
划是伪
edge
造，
and a ledger.
一定是一个，若原计划是伪，
Oh.
我知道了，
Yes.
现场
So he wrote the
必然会
suicide
有一
note
份
in
遗
the
书，
book, and that's why he has to get rid of it because obviously it's not. It's not a suicide note, and that's
沈
the
先
book.
生，
Miss
再
Jen,
磨
if
磨
you
蹭
keep
蹭赖着
dawdling
不走，
around, I'm gonna have to resort to
且
violence.
慢，
Hold
张
on.
知县，
Judge
打
Daniel
不出来。
Summer. I'm
我
aware of the murderers.
沈正平
Thanks.
定然还你们一个真相。
I, Chumping, promise to uncover the truth. Judge Chang does not listen to supplications any longer.
看你如此在意，
Seeing
本官反倒想再给沈先生一个机会。
seeing how much this bothers you, I actually would like to give Miss Shen another chance.
沈先生，请
Miss
说
Shen,
吧。
although I believe You are at the end of your rope, you may begin.
我与罗世文素不相识，
Lo and I are
却能
complete
成为他密
strangers,
室
yet
杀人
became a
鬼计
crucial part of his scheme
罗
because
世文临时改变了
Lo
而他原
improvised
本
his
的计划。
plan. His original plan was to falsify Lope's suicide.
原计
To
划
falsify a suicide?
伪
Mr.
造
Shen,
自
do you have
由
any evidence?
根据我的推
I
理，
believe the murderer accidentally left a forged
凶手
suicide
在
note
里
here when he fled the scene. There was such a thing.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, how can you be so full of yourself at a time like this? If you found a suicide note, take it out for everyone to see.
若伪造
If he really did forge some kind of suicide note, I'm gonna cut his hand off.
我能问你一个问题吗？
Officer Ma, may I ask you a question? Go on then.
我出醒来
When I
时，
first awoke, do you remember seeing a piece of paper on the
这
desk?
一
Did
说
you see it?
好像还
Now
真
you
是。
mention it, I think there was.
不过，
But then again, I don't remember it that clearly
马捕头
either.
曾反复强调，
Officer Ma,
绝
you've
不允许
repeatedly
任何人
stressed that
破
no
坏
one's
现
allowed
场。
to tamper with the crime scene.
然而在调查
Of your
时，
investigation, the murderer secretly hid the note under your nose.
我们一起再搜
Let
查
us
一
search
次
the
房
room
间。
again and find the suicide note.
沈先
Mr.
生，
Shen, I advise you to
我
stop
确
stalling for time.
你编故事
Your
的
ability to
能
make
力
up stories is even better than us novelists.
沈先生，
See,
今日
us
本
novelists.
官已经
us.
听了很多的
I've
推
already
理，
heard a handful of deductions
你的
today,
分
although your
析虽然
deductions sound quite
听着都
reasonable.
挺有道
After all,
理，
they are just one-sided
本
statements.
官断
And
案
it seeks solid evidence to settle this case.
张大人明察秋毫，
Judge Chang is perspicacious.
你既然主张
Since you
屋内
claim
有
that it's a suicide
伪，
note, you have the
本官
obligation to
再给
find
你
it. I'll give
最
you
后
one last chance.
县老爷，
Judge Chang, it's not a big difference between one chance, two chances,
在
perhaps.
最后给一次
Give
机
me one
会。
last chance, is what Mr. Shen said himself just now.
感谢张知
I am
县同志。
grateful. Just one more chance is enough.
那么，
先生，咱们只有一次机会，这可怎么办？
到了这个时候， 遗书
The suicide note is hidden right there.
是是是，
当然是藏在你身
Evidently,
上。
it is hidden on your person.
你
You
我
lie.
和马捕头曾分
Officer
别
Man and I
搜索
both
过
said
内
inside and outside the house, but no note
那
was
封伪
found.
造的遗
The
书
only possibility is it's the
只可
suicide.
能还藏在
The
你的
false
身上。
note is on your person.
张大人，
Judge Chang,
沈正平这是
does
想在
Shen
没有明确
Chuping want
证
to
据的
search
情
my
况下，
body without any clear evidence?
我可是
I'm a
不
scholar
考
of
别的小
Guinama. I don't kneel before
这
officials.
个嘛，
Well,
如果要我
if
说
it's
的更
necessary
清
to
楚
make
一
myself
些，
more clear, this is the exact location.
那种
How
东
could
西
that possibly be hidden on me?
看你的表情，
Manuscript is missing.
桌上遗失
Should
的书稿，
be the book you've been holding this entire time.
伪造的遗书一定也
Forged
藏在
note
里面。
must be inside. No, that's not.
马捕头，
Officer Ma, take that book for
罗世
examination.
文，给
Yo,
我站好
stay
了
where you are and don't you dare
把手中的
move.
书
Hand
交
over
给
that
我
book.
Chopped his hand off.
你别
You
管，
what? Don't come near me.
小子，不许失
You
手！
punk. Stop eating the books.
住手啊！
Stop! Stop that!
Look,
大人，你看，
there's actually was a piece of paper folded in here.
我曾与死
I
亡
ate a
签
pact
契，
to death, waiting for his
静
arrival
候他
patiently.
的到来。
Tonight, he finally knocked on my
凡经
door.
侄儿
I
世
told all my
文
last of
处
kin,
理
Lo
我
Shi
身
Wen,
后之
to
事。
handle my affairs. Please keep my simple.
沈先生料事
An
如
accurate
神。
foretelling, Shen. This is indeed a suicide note.
罗世文，
Lo Shi Wen, you ungrateful little bastard.
对你也送
Master Lo treated you with love and care. How could you do something like this to him? I'm gonna sharpen my sword with that head of yours if it's the last thing I do.
That's nonsense.
这么说，你是承
Lo,
认
are you
自己杀害
admitting
罗
you killed Lope? Slander. No, it wasn't
罗
me.
世文，
Lo,
无
no
论
matter
你
the
和罗佩之间
circumstances,
有何恩怨，
murder was not an option.
都不该
No
这
one
么
was
杀人
favoring
至
the
死。
innocent.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, could you recall the sequence of events in this entire case
警
for
侦
me?
大人，罗世
Ooh.
文最开始的计划，
Initial plan was to drug Lope and use the rib in his wardrobe to kill him.
然后利用门栓诡
By
计，
using the door latch, he
制
could
造
create an
他
illusion
在密闭的
of
房
Lope
间内。
hanging himself in a locked room.
不料，
However, during the
在他行凶
act
的
of
过
his
程
murder,
中，
I arrived unexpectedly,
我突然到
insisting on meeting with Lope.
因此，
Therefore, his only option was to inspire his plan
把先
and
生
frame
嫁
Shen
祸
for the murder.
在我晕倒，
Lo drugged
罗世
me,
文从
killed
柜子
Lope,
中
and
将
framed
昏睡
me
的
by
罗佩
placing the
抬出并
dagger
杀
in
害
my hand.
然后按原计划弄断
Thereupon
门栓，
broke the door
伪造
latch
密室，
according to his original plan to create the locked
却不知
room.
天网恢恢，
Not knowing justice has long
在现
arms.
实中杀
How
人，
could murder in
跟在小
reality
说
be
中
the
想象
same
中
as the
就
imagination
其
of
实一
committing
样的。
crimes in novels?
死者胸
The
口被
deceased
刺
bled
了，流了
profusely.
很
It
多
also took longer than he expected to set up the crime scene.
他忙中出
As he
乱，
was in a hurry, there were many
漏
loopholes.
洞。
Loopholes? What loopholes?
Where he broke the door latch, he did not notice the wood chip that flew in his sleeve. He had no time to reorganize the wardrobe and simply stuffed the ribbon into the clothes pad. Without notice, the wood chip slipped out from his sleeve and was left locked inside the wardrobe. The most fatal one was he actually forgot to take the suicide note with him. He took the manuscript from the table and hid the note in it. Am I mistaken? You are the culprit who murdered Lopez. No, none of you truly understand. It's mine. It belongs to me. All of this is mine. How could this? How could I? No. Nowhere. Nowhere, 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 nowhere. Oh, he's dead too. Double murder! Oh my god! Mr. Shen, your performance has impressed me deeply. Not only were you able to declare your name, you also uncovered the culprit.
Extraordinary!
However, I still have a glimmer of doubt. Pray tell, Your Honor, the handwritten suicide note and Lopez's manuscript is strikingly similar. Lo Shiwe has not convinced. Now for this bit ironclad, more evidence needs to be found, am I correct? Yes, that's right. What do you reckon, Mr. Shen? Lo Shiwen wore Lopez's coat when he was impersonated. The coat is missing. He probably took the coat when he left. The scene, he must have had a compelled reason. I suspect it was stained with the victim's blood. The drug rice cakes as well. Lo Shiwen must have taken them away. He didn't have much time to deal with these items, so they still could be hidden somewhere. Well, Officer Man, what do you reckon?
If we find the Lo Shiwen's hand in bloodstained coat, then the case is closed. I'll send people to search for it right away.
Yeah, go on, Officer Man. What's left of the matter of this is all procedural. You have suffered enough today, Mr. Shen. Let's leave the place together. Hell yeah. Case solved. Let's go, bitches. Shen, you don't seem particularly happy even though the case is closed. Is it because you still haven't figured out the motive? Don't worry about it. We'll just ask Lo Shiwen when he wakes up. Don't you remember the reason why I came to Lopez? For the investigation of the unsolved case of Shen's brother-in-law in London 3 years ago. You said Lopez's novel was related to the unsolved case on your brother. Nice. Due to the peculiarity of the location of the crime, Scotland Yard ordered secrecy, including me. Perhaps no more than 5 people have been exposed to the details of the case. Interesting. Recently, I stumbled upon a new detective fiction published in Shanghai News, The Confined Room Mystery, written by Lopez. That is correct. A novelist living in rural Hunan could not possibly have connections to the London case. What was eerie about the matter was the details of the crime were written in Lopez's novels are exactly the same as that case. Now that Lopez is dead, we've lost another lead. Our only hope is Lo Shiwen. Perhaps he will know something, but he's still unconscious. If that's the case, why don't we go grab some breakfast? Let me tell you something. When I walked past this food stall earlier, the fermented bean curd they were selling smelled really yummy. Case 1 closed. We did it! That's a little tugboat, that's kind of cute. A few hours later, what do you mean? The air outside is indeed much better. Let's go have some sweet fried dough with a twist. Each promised trying to help me find the code. Since Afu is willing to help, I am certain we'll find Lopez's code. Officer Ma, you needn't arrange the soldiers to search anymore. I tried to find a reason to go out for a walk. We waited in the courtroom all morning. Lo Shiwen hasn't awakened. It's really boring. If the judge asks, how will you explain yourself? Well, I can't name. I didn't agree to help. I've lost the mood to look for delicious food. Are you coming or not? To Lo Shiwen's house. It was his first crime, there might be clues. Right, so if we finish chapter 1, then like, this is not the direction to Lo Shiwen's house. He looks kind of funky though. Oh, is this his house? Have I gone past it? Shen, this is Makino bamboo. After carbonization, this type of bamboo can be used to make excellent filaments for lamps. Shen, the green fish looks beautiful. This type of fish called Bangan decora, and it's a unique species found in Hunan province. Here we go to a fishing rod. Using the make as a fishing rod? Let's investigate the case first. There's a dry well. There are many ants around the edge. The door of Lopez's house is locked tightly. There are seals on the door. Who's feeding the chickens? They're just abandoned there. Hey dude. So yeah, I assume this is his house then. Shen, is this Lo Xuan's house? That's correct. Sorry, Officer Ma has issued that no one can enter. Do you remember us? We're the detectives. I remember. You're the accomplice. May I forget you in. The accomplice is not allowed to enter. Soldier, we are trusted by Judge Chang to search for evidence. Please let us in. Alright, go in. I mean, bro's doing his job. Lord has instructed if it's detective Shen investigating the case, then we should cooperate. Your words really work. Enter the house. It's quite hot. Not only is it hot, but it's stuffy. Just the beginning of autumn. Why did he burn charcoal? Does he have a weak body? Ahu, do not make assumptions. Let's finish the search as soon as possible. No, I want to check on this because surely he's burning something, right? Wooden bed. Judging from the colour of the wood, it's been around for quite some years. Can you? You're not going to open that one for me? Okay. Newspaper on the floor. Shen, there's newspaper on the ground. This is the report about Lope, but the faces of both the people were repeatedly punctured. There should be an act of venting anger. How much resentment should have been in Loa's heart? This wall's a bit strange. The blank space seems to be cleaner than the rest. Can you analyse possible reasons for it? Poster or something on it, right? Used to be click free or painted hanging on it. It was recently taken down. Exactly. Food box on the table. Wow. Isn't this the delivery food box from Cow Snacks? The snack shop is quite famous locally. Let's see what delicious food's inside the food box. Afu, don't touch people's belongings. Anyway, Lo will be back. Pity to let you go to waste. I'll take care of it instead. A basket with steamed buns. They're all mine. And he throws this one off as well. It's so warm in here. These buns have stayed here for 6 hours. Be careful, they might be spoiled. Don't worry, Shen, it's not spoiled. These steamed buns are incredibly delicious. Bottom shelf. I wonder what's in the cabinet. Let's open it. Little paper bits? Many crumpled papers are falling out. Let's see what's written inside. 30 minutes later. The killer attacked someone with a rod, but it rebounded and knocked himself unconscious, so the victim turned into the killer, and the killer turned into the victim. Shouldn't it appear that the crumpled paper in the cabinet are discarded novel manuscripts? Very likely indeed. I didn't expect Lo Shua was actually writing novels. Shen, what do you think of his writing? His ideas are unique, but his writing techniques are not yet mature. His writing technique is important, Shen? Look. Certainly, if one only has ideas without proper techniques, it is hard to create a good story. Clearly, Lo Shua was not satisfied with his writing either, having crumpled them into paper balls, yet not wanting to discard them. Indeed, Lo seems rather awkward. It seems someone is helping Lo improve his writing techniques. These sheets of paper will have notes written in delicate and elegant handwriting. They're all detective novels on the top shelf. Shadings in the middle of the bookshelf seems particularly empty. Judging from the imprint of this hat, there used to be some ceramic vessels in the middle of the bookshelf, and they are now gone. There are some pills in a bottle. Could they be the knockout drug? Let's take a look. Smoking cessation pills. Does Lowen smoke opium too? That's highly possible. Who is depicted in the portrait? It's Moriarty, the criminal mastermind in the Sherlock Holmes series. Lo Shua held up the portrait of the criminal mastermind here so you could see him while writing. Seems like he admires him quite a bit. No wonder he became a murderer. Shen, there's some indentations on this paper that look like handwriting. I see. These are traces left by a fountain pen. Yes, someone used a fountain pen to write on the table or something. But the paper with the words written on it have been taken. Okay, now we can look at the wardrobe. The wardrobe's locked. Right, he's gonna open the thing for us. Is it the same as the other one? No. Damn. Close but not cigar, huh? What the hell? What the hell? The lady in the wardrobe? What? What? She's been a very busy boy. A ghost lying in the wardrobe. It's a female body. She's been dead for some time. Did we see her last night? I think I heard someone scream from inside the house. Another body. Someone died. Could it be low again? Soldier, let's not rush to conclusions. Let us examine the body first. External autopsy. Shen, this is the girl we encountered at the creek last night. As I saw a photo in the newspaper. She was a long-time partner of Lope and she was responsible for editing his books. How did she die? So there's more powder around the mouth. White powder looks somewhat familiar. Let me take a look. The smell of rice comes from a rice cake. Yeah. I want her neck, yeah. There's a deep red mark below the throat with localized discoloration and epidermal peeling. There seems to be symptoms of fractured laryngeal cartilage. This is a fatal injury. She was strangled to death. Strangulation. Oh, skip that one too quick. She was a weapon was used. The murderer used a rod-like object to strangle the victim. There's also 2 vertical marks evenly distributed on the surface. Our foods needs to be documented separately. A rod with 2 vertical marks. Weird. Liver mortis. So is that supposed to be a rigor mortis? It's present at the ankles. There's stiffness still present in the toe joints. Okay, but we've got lividity right. Yeah, we've got hands. Rigor mortis are found on the rest of the body. Abrasions and contusions at the fingertips, minor subcutaneous bleeding. Fingernails and surrounding skin damage, possibly from scratching or clawing. Common defensive wounds in strangulation cases, suggesting the victim was strangled before death. So what, she didn't, like, thingy from... Let's go general body. Head, jaw, joint, neck muscles and upper limb muscles and leg are all exhibiting... Oh, we got rigor right this time. Rigor mortis spread out the whole body, no signs of relaxation yet. Deceased face noticeably bruised and swollen with a purplish colour, probably caused by strangulation of the neck and obstruction of blood flow. Okay. God, I am. How are the results of the investigation? The girl in the wardrobe was strangled by a blunt weapon. The time of her death? Her body shows total rigor mortis and no sign of relaxation. Finger and toe joints are stiff. Preliminarily set the victim at 14 hours, but time of death can be influenced by various factors. My judgment may not be precise. It will be advisable to have a coroner conduct a further examination for more accurate results. It's good she did not die during my shift. Afternoon, not long before I came on duty, Officer Ma. It's currently 2 PM, which means you arrived less than 2 hours ago. Seems you have no information as well. What should I do next? It's a murder case. Go report to Judge Chang right away. Shen, what should we do? We need to reinvestigate this room from the perspective of a crime scene. Shen, is it really hot in this room? I'll extinguish the charcoal blazer. Shen, look. It's partially burnt fabric, isn't it? This is silk. From its colour and pattern, it looks the same type of fabric as Lope's lost coat. Could this be the bloodstained coat we were looking for? Lope was wearing that coat. Oh, Lo Shiwen was wearing that overcoat. And he described himself as Lope. The fabric's quite distinctive, so I don't think I could mistakenly identify it. It seems Lo Shiwen used the charcoal brazier to burn evidence. There's a possibility of that. Although they're only fragments, but they should be enough to report to Judge Chang. Chen, do you think the marks on the wall are related to the med case? I can't determine any direct connection at this precise moment. I also take note of it. Good. Yeah, something was there, wasn't it? Get off the floor. Shane, look here, I found crucial evidence. What evidence? Footprints that must have been left by the murderer. How about you take this opportunity to review the method of footprints analysis? You mentioned proportional relation between the height and bare foot length. Footprint size doesn't equal bare foot length, which considers you type features by subtracting the inner and outer differences and allowing for space. You can get the bare foot length. Lastly, multiply the foot of the length by 7. You can roughly estimate the height of the murderer. Is that true? I got it. There are 2 murderers. Their souls are respectively in a wave pattern and a swastika pattern. Why would you do that? I got a swastika pattern soul for myself a few days ago. My shoe sole has a wave pattern. Why is he putting that? I'll contact these traces. Principal applies to detectives as well. Focus on finding the murderers and to ignore our presence at the scene. Not today, I must remain vigilant. Oh, I want to save a good bed. I've searched the entire room and fits I found were mine and yours. Please record this in the case file. Do you want to record this too? Sometimes the absence of evidence can be just as important as the presence of evidence. The floor is covered in dust, but no footprints other than Chen, Chang, Ping, and Afu were found. By the way, how did you know the steamboats were delivered 6 hours ago? It was written on the note next to the box. 21st of May, 7:45 at the end of the alley Lowe's house. It's approximately 6 hours ago. You're really perspective. If I had known something this would happen, I definitely wouldn't have eaten those buns. How was the taste of the same buns at the crime scene? They were delicious, not spoiled at all. I wonder if that's because of the temperature of the room. Right. Save. We'll go on this one. Sweet. I'll exit the game. So, that was Murder on the Yangtze River. I've never played Ace Attorney, so I don't know if it's exactly like that, but it was quite fun. It was quite fun. We will have to have another go. See if I can get them all done. Try not to be so tired next time. Yeah, I'm not sure what the next stream will be. I have like a couple of games that I want to try, but then I always want to play Crime Scene Cleaner, and it's a problem. It's a problem. But yeah. Thank you for staying with me, deducing some murders. Even though I almost got it completely wrong in that first one. Whoopsie. But yeah. It has been a fun time. So we shall, that's what I was just chatting stream if I want to do. If I want to do little game cooldowns or whatever. Yeah. I'll see you in the next stream.